Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. We're more than midway into the month of October, but I'm sure you've been taking all the necessary steps to maintain good oral health. By the way, did you know October is recognized as Oral Health Month? Yes, it's the perfect time to visit your dentist and reduce your intake of sugary foods and drinks. Right now, though, come with me. We have a stimulating show just for you.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 23, 2023. Jamaica is enjoying 20 quarters of unbroken economic growth. And according to Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke, this is due to the country experiencing the best macroeconomic fundamentals it has ever had. Dr. Clarke was speaking recently at the opening session of the IDB's Sub-Regional Policy Dialogue on Ecosystems of Entrepreneurship and Innovation in the Caribbean region. It was held at the AC Hotel by Marriott in Kingston.
Our development is being pursued with a strategy that ensures, or that pursues rather, sustainable, continuous, consecutive, unbroken quarters of economic growth. And there's no administration that has achieved unbroken levels of quarterly economic growth that exceed what has been achieved in this administration. In fact, 20 unbroken quarters of economic growth is a record for Jamaica and double what was previously recorded as the longest stretch of quarterly economic growth.
He explains what this means for the country's development.
Now, what this stability of growth has achieved for us is record numbers of persons employed. Our unemployment rate at 4.5%, representing over 1.3 million persons employed, the first time in Jamaica's history that we have broken the 1.3 million mark in terms of employed persons.
Government has started work on about 25% of the recommendations for education transformation in Jamaica. The Education Transformation Oversight Committee, ETOC, says it's making progress on 93 of the 365 recommendations contained in the 2022 Jamaica Education Transformation Commission JETC report.
The big recommendation coming out of the report is the implementation of the Jamaica Teaching Council Bill. This bill dates back to 2004. We have been putting together the final bill for Parliament, or expectation or hope. We're working towards by the end of this fiscal year, and then the regulations thereafter.
The Education Minister gave the update at a recent press briefing held at Jamaica House. Chairman of ETOC, Adrian Stokes, added that there was progress in improving the accounting system across all schools.
That's very, very important when we speak to governance and accountability with regards to financial management, ensuring that you have an accounting system that can track and keep proper records.
Government is seeking input from all stakeholders to help develop an inclusive mental health policy for children and adolescents. Education Minister Fable Williams says this will include young people whose participation will assist in building a stronger and more comprehensive approach to mental health. To demonstrate the effects of mental illness on young people, she cites a 2017 Global School Health Survey. It found that 1 out of every 4 Jamaican adolescents aged 13 to 17 years had thought about suicide.
With the lingering stigma around mental health, we cannot be complacent in addressing these issues. Indeed, that same 2021 World Children Report said in Jamaica, 16.5% of adolescents live with a diagnosed mental health disorder. There is therefore an urgent need to provide the resources to help our young people face these challenges.
Minister Williams was speaking at the recent National Youth Mental Health Summit in Kingston. The summit was held for 2 days and had the participation of about 100 students from across the island. The two-day event was a combined effort of the Ministries of Education and Youth and Health and Wellness in partnership with UNICEF and the Jamaica Advocacy Youth Network.
The reality is mental illness is everybody's problem. We are all and can all be affected. We are all vulnerable. We know someone who has been affected. It cannot remain a silent sickness or a silent disease. Society is better off if we discuss it, if we overcome the stigma, and if we take it on at the community level, one person at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time.
The Ministry of Agriculture will be rolling out a new backyard gardening program on November 1. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green made the announcement during a World Food Day national ceremony and exposition at Newell High School in St. Elizabeth recently. As part of the program, the Agriculture Ministry will be distributing 3,000 backyard gardening kits island-wide on a first-come, first-served basis. Recipients will be partnered with the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, which will provide essential guidance and track the progress of the gardens.
So that we help you in terms of rolling out your backyard garden, and we also track what you're doing as we help you drive vegetable production across the country.
The new program is intended to bolster food security and encourage sustainable farming practices across Jamaica.
So we are taking a full 360 approach to the concept of food security. And it's very important that all of us recognize that we have a role to play.
And finally, Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. is now in Canada on a mission to improve the Overseas Farm Work Program. The minister, who is accompanied by a high-level delegation from his ministry, arrived in Canada on Sunday. During his visit, Minister Charles Jr. will be journeying to several farms, engaging in intensive discussions with the farm workers on the ground. The minister and his team will also be reviewing various notable locations that were pinpointed in prior reports to gain a comprehensive understanding of the program's current status. It is expected that crucial feedback will be gathered to significantly inform future strategic directions to augment and diversify the program. Following the trip, the Labour Minister will address Parliament, sharing his findings and unveiling further strategic initiatives. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Tackling the needs of individuals, one community at a time. That's how the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development plans to address the issues affecting Jamaicans across the island. One of the most recent stops was in North Central Clarendon. Let's take a look.
I'm very grateful because it's been very rough. Being a single mother is hard for me. Yeah, but I'm so elated. And I don't know how to tell her thanks, Minister, from my heart.
Thanks be to God. I can walk on this road, I can dance, I can skip. The people then say coming like Baba Green already.
Just some of the beneficiaries of the work of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development.
Local government as a policy has significantly changed the lives of our people by improving, developing institutions of national resilience as well as national advancement. Our efforts have set the stage for doing more.
The ministry, through Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie, has embarked on an all-island rural development tour. The aim, to get a first-hand look at the needs of citizens, addressing them one community at a time. The ministry recently zoomed in on the constituency of North Central Clarendon. First stop, a tour of the island's first water shop at Pennants.
I want to commend the mayor and especially the caretaker who have maintained this facility. I'm really proud to see that this facility has been well kept and that the community has found good faith in it and has been utilizing the water that we have provided, and we will continue to do so.
But the need for water in North Central Clarendon remains.
Godwood, where we're going to be putting down a 20,000 gallon water shop, and we're moving on to Beckford Crawl, where we're going to be putting in a 16,000 gallon water shop to try to deal with the needs of the communities who are really struggling. We have seen the situation as it relates to water, piped water in the area, and we have just identified a couple locations which is owned by the government.
Right.
And we are now proposing 20,000 gallon water shop at that location. The municipal corporation will be working with the ministry technical team, and they're doing the assessment as to see how quick we can start, because wherever we go and find that there is an immediate need for water, we would use all emergency procurement that exists in order to carry water to the nearest communities.
Even as the government works to put in long-term solutions to the water woes, the local municipal corporation has been trucking water to affected communities.
We're going to be providing allocations to the municipal corporation to purchase another water truck for the parish of Clarendon.
Next on the agenda, road infrastructure. While some roads are in excellent condition, this cannot be said for others.
There are some other roads that we drove on today that is desperately in need of attention. The technical team is going to be working with the municipal corporation to attend to at least one of the roads that we drove on today to see how best, and especially that road that takes the community to the school.
Yes.
I think it is critical. Pinders Valley. I think it is critical, and we're going to be paying attention to that.
Water, check. Road, check. And now housing.
We see where you're living, and we have commenced the process for us to give you one of the indigent social indigent housing program under the Ministry of Local Government. Understand that you have place over on the other side across for us to build unit. Miss Lewis and the Inspector of Port, they will come back to you shortly to conclude the investigation. As soon as the investigation is completed, we're going to commence the construction of the unit for you. Just to tell you in advance, we're going to build your house and furnish it for you so you can be and it is going to be disabled friendly. We have identified so far 3 of the cases so far. One is ready for action because they have the title for the place, and we are going to be moving expeditiously in putting down the housing solutions for the social housing program under the Ministry of Local Government Indigent Support Program.
That's it for North Central Clarendon for now. Other constituency visits are being planned, with Hanover being the next stop on the tour. Who knows, your community may be next, so stay tuned as the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development continues to prepare Jamaica for first world status through the institution of local government.
It's a government initiative that has been providing hope. housing, opportunity, production and employment to the neediest of the country's citizens. And if there are any doubts about the program, here's one success story.
Growing up, I didn't have no parent, nowhere to go. I was just stranded. I started to live in Crossroads because I didn't have nowhere else to go. So what I would do when I'm at Crossroads, I would stay in Mothers by day, and by night I would get a piece of cardboard and sleep at the bus stop beside of Mothers in Crossroads. I will walk and beg, or I will stay in Mothers for the whole day, begging passbys or so forth, till I find myself again money now. So I'd always have a phone, so I use that money that I get, buy credit, put on the phone and put on service, data, and find out about all of the ministries and so forth. And I will sit there and call the different ministries, from the Chief of Defense Staff Office to the Minister of Education, the Prime Minister's Office, all of those. So I keep on calling and keep on calling till I call the Prime Minister's Office again, and as secretary, I talk to her till I tell myself, say, I can't take it no more. I start crying, I tell the lady, say, Miss, please just help me. Please, I beg you, help me. And the lady say, young man, I will guarantee you that I will help you. So don't worry yourself. She called me back like an hour after or so forth, and she said to me that I got to a person that I think will most likely help you in your situation, which his name is Mr. Martin Rickman. He is the head coordinator of the HOPE program. An hour after, Mr. Rickman called me, and he introduced himself, and I introduced myself, and I tell him my story all over again. He told me that he can help me out with something to do, a skill and a job or so I can gain some form of income, so I could buy hygiene products and clothes and so forth. So he directed me to the Art and Ripon Road, where he told me to bring all relevant documents like ID, TRN and so forth to that place on Ripon Road, and speak to the secretary and tell her that Martin Rickman, the head coordinator of the HOPE program, sent me here. He told me that I should go to a school that's on South Camp, UWI Open campus. I went for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks I spent at UWI Open campus at South Camp Road, I then moved on to a government agency for work. I started off processing in the computer all documents that come in. I will be the one who to lodge it in the computer and send it off to the different departments. But now I'm a customer service rep at the moment, because my supervisor told me that my talent is wasted where I'm at right now. I don't do much more than lodge the documents in the system and so forth. So she gave me more hands-on training that would more fit my criteria. This particular day now, I think it's the following week, after Martin Rickman helped me out with the HOPE program and so forth. I saw a lady, just a random lady, I was begging and so forth. And the lady see me and she started to talk to me and ask me, why am I here and so forth. So I told her and I spoke with her, and she take me into Mother's, she buy me a patty and a juice. And we were talking, just talking and talking, and then she asked me, do I want to come to stay with her? With a glad face, I accepted and said, yes, I would love to come home with you. When she took me in, it's like, I was very welcome because just looking, I had a bed to sleep in that used to be a cardboard. I had food to eat that used to be me begging on the street just to make ends meet, just to eat a little patty or something. I had dumpling, she gave me all type of food that I longed to eat from a longer while.
You know the reason why I do it? God himself provide for me. That's me can feed myself, feed him, feed my 2 grandchildren then. Helping him is not a problem. Helping somebody when they are in need is the greatest thing for me.
I can put my life like the Titanic, if you ever seen that movie. It's like, when the ship was sinking, there's a lot of persons like, them don't know what to do. Some people just jump off in the water because them can't. But I was there and like, the ship has sink, and it's like I tell myself, say, you know what, I'm not going to make this ship sink with me now. So I decided to just jump off. So when you jump off now, I decide say, you know what, I nah give up, I nah just drown so, I nah just go down so. So I tell myself, say, you know what, I go swim. Till I see a light, and that light was Martin Rickman, who shine a lot of other lights for me to a lot of different islands, a lot of different places.
They help us to chew our food, pronounce words, and shape our face. And on any given day, help to perfect the smile on our faces. Yes, I'm talking about our teeth. And we need to spend a little time knowing how to take care of them and our oral health generally.
Dental health is really important because the mouth is the entry point of nutrition in our bodies. And if it is not functioning properly, then we run the risk of not getting the correct nutrition. Actually, we refer more so to oral health these days than dental health. If we have bad teeth that impair our ability to chew properly, then we will tend to keep away from certain food groups that could be challenging to chew. People with bad oral hygiene, people who use and eat and drink a lot of sweets. You can have decay, and you can also have, along with it, periodontal gum disease. The big one that jump out at me is periodontal disease, gum disease. That is when the gum begin to be bleedy, sore, puffy, and just generally uncomfortable. It carries some social consequences, bad breath, and you tend to lose self-confidence. It's so important to have a consultation with your dental personnel, whether the dental surgeon or the hygienist, who will be able to diagnose the needed treatment for such a condition. All sugars are bad, but everything is in moderation. The Jamaica Dental Association endorsed the efforts of the government in reducing the levels of sugar in the bottled beverages. The aim is to get it to 2.5 milligrams in 100 mils by the year 2023. It would be roughly 2.5 teaspoonful. The current level that the government has aimed for, and it was introduced at the end of January, is 5 milligrams per 100 mils. So that is coming from 6.5, so it's a gradual reduction. And the taste will be not so significantly different. As a dentist, I recommend the soft, but I'm aware that a lot of patients tend towards the harder ones. It does some damage by cutting a little line at the neck of the teeth, just where the teeth meet the gum line. So we recommend the soft toothbrush. It's really important to begin by putting the brush on the gum. A lot of people avoid the gum because they tend to think that it makes the gum bleedy. It's the exact opposite. It is as a result of not brushing the gum why there is some amount of bleediness. And you should brush in the direction of growth. The top ones, you brush them down in a circular motion, and the bottom ones, you brush them up, covering all surfaces. Don't forget your tongue and, as I said before, the gum itself. Flossing is very, very important. If you try to imagine that the toothbrush does not get between the teeth, the only thing that can remove the material that will accumulate between the teeth would be the dental floss. The technique is also important. Hold it short, get it past that little tight area, and gently bring it down into the gum, that little crevice of the gum, and remove it. Remove material that might have accumulated there. And we recommend 6 monthly checkup. If you tend to be prone to decays, we would really like to see you every 6 months. If you have been checked and you are pretty much okay, a yearly visit would be adequate. Extraction really is the last resort. With regular examination, we can pick up using x-rays and visual examination early decays, and these can be effectively dealt with by regular fillings. If it has gone too far and it is now in the nerve, there are other procedures called root canals that can be done, and sometimes we need to cover the entire tooth with a crown to bring it back to usefulness. If your teeth are malaligned, just not aesthetically pleasing, or are causing some kind of effect on your body, then they should be straightened. Orthodontic treatment or braces simply mean moving the teeth through bone to put them in a more harmoniously pleasing position. It's important because you are moving teeth through bone, and the harmony between the joint, the soft tissues, and the teeth must be respected. Not respecting it can result in pain in the joint, headaches, and just a general sense of discomfort in your mouth. It's important to visit your dentist regularly and without fear, because with new technology, and we now have many new dentists in our system, where it's not difficult to get an appointment to see a dentist on a regular basis. There's always a needle, but outside of that, there's absolutely no pain.
Thank you for being with us today on Jamaica Magazine. Just before we go, remember, a beautiful smile starts with healthy teeth. So, practice good oral hygiene. Join us again tomorrow for another interesting journey. Of course, you can visit our website in the meantime, jis.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.